This is Unit 10.1, and we're talking about volume of rectangular prisms and pyramids. Remember, volume has that big, huge term, the big B. Big B means the area of the base. It does not mean the base alone. Remember that little b is base. Big B is the area of the base. So I'm just going to write that here because it's important. Big B is area of the base. In fact, it's so important it's what's worth points right now. It's right up front too. So big B is the area of the base. Remember that little b is not. So it gives you an example up front. It talks about a rectangular prism. It says volume is the number of cubic units. Remember we did cubic. Anything in volume is to the cubic root, or is cubed. So here we've got a little diagram. It shows the base is 3 long and 2 wide, and the height is 4. So the volume formula is always volume equals big BH, and big B is the area of the base. So area of the base is 3 times 2, and that's 6. And then the height is 4, so 6 times 4 is 24. So the volume of this rectangular prism is 24 cubic units. If they don't give you a measurement, a lot of times they'll just say units. And units is a generic term for whatever we need. So let's find the volume of each of these rectangular prisms. We're looking at this first one. The base is what's on the ground. So it's 3 long and 2 wide. 3 times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. And then it's 3 high. So 6 times 3 equals 18. So the volume is 18 cubic units. Units cubed. Pretty straightforward. Over here, big B, the area of the base, is 4 long and 2 wide. 4 times 2 is 8. And it's 2 high, so 8 times 2 is 16. So the total volume is 16 units cubed. Alright, one without all the cool stuff on it. This one has a base. The base is 7 long, length is always the longest, and 2 wide. So 7 times 2, that's 14. And it's 4 high, so 14 times 4 is 56. So this is 56, and they actually gave us a unit this time, inches cubed. All right. That is a rectangular prism. Now, a rectangular pyramid follows the same formula. Volume equals 1/3, because a pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a prism with the same base area and the same height. So we've got this rectangular prism. They show it. Our volume is 1/3 big B, which is the area of the base. I keep pointing back at that because that's important. So big B, area of the base, is 4 times 9, and that's 36. And then we multiply that by the height and divide it by 3. And I will tell you this right now. Remember, multiplication you do in any order. And I can see that right now 1/3 will easily go into either of these. So I can do, and I'm going to do 1/3. If I did 1/3 times 36, I get 12. And then 12 times 6 is 72, which makes my math a lot easier. So let's do a couple of examples. We're going to do the first one here. We've got a rectangular pyramid, and the base, the big B, is 9 times 9. So 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81. It's one of those cards we've been playing at the door. Now, our next thing we know is the full formula is 1/3 times the area of the base, which is 81, times the height, which is 12. Now remember, we can do this in any order we want. It's multiplication. So I'm going to do 1/3 of 12, because 1/3 of 12 is 4. So I get 4 times 81, and I'm actually going to have to draw this one down here. 4 times 81, 4. 8 times is 32. Whoops. 32, so 324. Whoops, I can't write at all. Cubic feet. All right. Our next pyramid, a little shorter, but that's fine. Again, area of the base, which is a rectangle, which is 8 times 6, and 8 times 6 is 48. So 8 times 6, and that's 48. Then we multiply that, and remember, it's 1/3, don't forget that 1/3, times 48 times 5. Now, again, I'm going to go with the easy thing because I know that 1/3 won't go into 5 evenly, but it will go into 48 evenly. So 48 divided by 3 is 16 times 5. That makes mine easier. I'm going to have to write it over here. 16 times 5 is 30. Carry 3, so that's 80. So our total is 80 cubic inches. Don't forget to write the size measurement there. All right, our last pyramid here. This one has a base. It's 10 by 6. I love 10 by 6. I love multiplying by 10 because it's so easy. 10 times 6 is 60. Now I'm going to do that, and remember I'm bringing in the 1/3. 1/3 times 60 times the height, which is 7. 1/3 won't go evenly into 7, but it will go into 60, so I'll do that first. 1/3 of 60 is 20, so I end up with 20 times 7. And 20 times 7 is 140. If you don't believe me, please do the math. So I get 140. Bring down the measurement, which is inches cubed. So that's been the volume of rectangular prisms and pyramids. Remember, big B is the area of the base. It's not the little b. Don't mix them.